And we're live. What up, Finn? Finn is first today. Very nice. As usual, we're going to wait a couple minutes for people to get over here from the Ramsey show, which just ended on the YouTubes. I should call up my notes. What up, Sid? How's your life and stuff, Sid? We're excited about that new job. Infinito, welcome. And also able to do flowers and whatever else you did at the same time. I don't remember what you did besides planting the flowers. And also, where were those? Where were the Dolly Parton? Very nice. Where were those flowers planted? Dishes, right? Dishes and flowers. You did. Where were the flowers planted? You have a little like a. I don't know. Just tell me what you have. Don't make me guess. It's not the one Sydney typed in working 9 to 5. What a way to make a living. That's not going to be the song today. Right, but like where are the planted flowers? Do you have a space outside your door, or do you have like a windowsill planter? I think that's called. I have that knowledge from working in the garden center sometimes. Stocking stuff in there at the Menards. Wait about 45 more seconds and then we'll get started. So some more people will come over. Sid says they have a balcony that leads to the door and a couple of flower pots outside there. All righty. And you planted sunflowers, if I'm not mistaken. That's cool. Get a little water. Got the water in the Diet Coke bottle today. Oh, forget-me-nots and sunflowers. Okay, I thought you were saying you planted the sunflowers and by tomorrow they would begin to sprout up. This shirt is just an old, very old polo. Just polo. Yeah, Steve is alive and well. Thank you so much for your concern. I appreciate it. So far, we'll see. Okay. Now I've gone past the time I wanted to wait. All righty. Let's go, shall we? Sid's not even sure they will germinate. Germinate's a good word. Here we go. Do 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 do. I can't wait forever, even though you want me to. And I can't wait forever to know if you be true. Time won't let me, oh no, time won't let me, oh no, time won't let me wear that along. Do 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 live from Columbus, OH. It's the Ramsey Show Aftershow show where we talk about the Ramsey Show YouTube chat, and the people in it, and all things financial. I'm your host, Coach Steve Money. I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach. And joining me today as moderator is my pal, Sydney, until she goes to her better job and leaves me in the lurch. You can schedule a free coaching consultation assessment by emailing your contact info to CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com. You can also reach me on Instagram and Twitter at Coach Steve Money, no spaces in between Coach and Steve and Money. If you'd like to donate to the channel so I can make it better, you can donate at paypal.me /Coach Steve Money. And let's see if we got anything to address in the I'm sure it is you, Infinito. I have no doubt. Sid says, I have noticed to replace her. That's true. Well, you cannot be replaced, Sid. So that's that. Today's Ramsey Show hosts were Dave Ramsey and the CW. That's Christy Wright, the businesses expert. And they opened up talking about balance and saying the key is being intentional with your time, which leads into the that's the reason why I picked that song to lead off with, Time Won't Let Me by The Outsiders. And you can probably tell that is a 60s song, I believe, or even late 50s, maybe. Probably 60s, though. But anyway, it is a banner day here on the Ramsey Show Aftershow show, because we have our first no sponsored email question of the day. And it is from Dead Haters. And they say, hey, Steve. So we're trying to figure out if a move is financially wise or not. Our current lease is up this September. But we originally said we were going to move because a neighbor smokes marijuana and it comes through the vents. And the apartment basically isn't doing anything. I'm pretty much in the same situation. I just deal with it, though. It's only like once a week or so. And it doesn't really get into my bedroom, which is where I spend most of the time because I'm gone all the time working. And anyway, they go on to say, and the apartment basically isn't doing anything. We've already gone through the police, attorney, consultations, etc. And the conclusion is a legal battle would be expensive and doesn't have as much of a chance to end in their favor than they thought. The marijuana smoke hasn't been a problem lately since it's been warmer outside, to maybe windows open or something. But it's not guaranteed. And when it's cold and rainy, there's a risk of it being an issue again. We probably have another 1.5 to 2 years left in step 2. Question is, what would she do? What would we do out of 3 options? Well, especially with Dave, if you say, what do we do out of these 3 options? He's going to have a 4th for you, and I may as well. We'll see here. Do we stay and renew the lease? Rent will probably go up another $200 per month, but you already know what to expect, utility costs, etc. You risk more drug problems in the fall and winter and part of spring. No moving costs. Option number 2, move to a nicer place that's more expensive, an extra $400 per month. That's not going to be the answer. Not on baby step 2. This would improve our chances of running into the same problem with drugs. Not necessarily. Just because it costs more to live there doesn't mean, they can afford nicer drugs maybe. You'd get a weekend job to make an extra $1,000 per month. Do that anyway and get out of debt faster. And husband is already doing an extra job that brings an extra $2,000 a month. Excellent. We've been throwing that money to debt, but if we move before our lease is up, we will be paying 2 sets of rent plus the rent increase and moving costs. But things would somewhat stabilize in October. See if the break lease, see what that penalty is, instead of planning on paying 2 sets of rent if you do move. Or number 3, do we take a risk on moving to another cheaper apartment, giving additional moving costs, increase rent up to an additional $200 per month, moving further away from work, about 15 more minutes on the interstate, and the risk of another neighbor with drug problems? Again, that can happen anywhere. That can happen if you buy a house that's too close to another house. You could still get that. So, they say, I hope that all that makes sense. Thanks, Steve. You are welcome. And thank you so much for being the first no sponsor email question of the day. Alrighty. So, like I said, as far as if you go somewhere else, there could be that problem or another problem, any type of problem like that. Even if it's a nicer, more expensive place, and that's definitely not what you want to do on step 2, baby step 2, which is pay off all debt, all non-mortgage debt in order, smallest to largest. And then with the moving costs and so forth, I would probably go back to what you were saying. If it would be worth it to pay for a better house, a better apartment, by you getting a weekend job, maybe get a weekend job anyway, and then you're closer to my situation where I know it's happening, but I'm not really there enough for it to bother me. I mean, it goes mostly into my bathroom is where it ends up going. So I wonder if they're smoking in their bathroom. But yeah, that's the deal on that. It's rough. I mean, I would not go into a more expensive. I would go into cheaper if you can get it. But then you will have the moving costs, and so it just depends. It just depends on if you can deal with it or not. But if both of you have weekend jobs, you're hardly there, and that's less time that people can bother you. And certainly, people in the chat, if you have some other advice, go right ahead and give that to Dead Haters. All righty, let's see. But that's what I'm thinking on that they. Let's see. Sydney says 4th option, burn up the debt like they burn up their drugs. Yeah. 5th option, transfer to a different unit. Yeah. See if the Sydney's coming in hot. See if they could transfer you to a different unit there. If it's coming through the vent, 6th option is damp towel over the vent. All good ideas, Sydney. It's something to try before doing it. I know you want to get away, Dead Haters. I know you want to get away from that. I understand that. The problem is, no matter where you go, you can't be sure that the problem won't follow you. Yeah. Oh, she stays home most of the week with the 2 little kids. Yeah. So I get it there. Yeah. I mean, get it. I would try the vent thing. And like I said, maybe still get a part-time job. It doesn't have to be forever, but that will get you out of debt quicker and also put you in a better situation if you do want to move. Sid says, we moved in baby step 2 to a more expensive place, but we paid off the rest of our debt within 5 months. Debt Hater said, you asked the complex to move to another building, and they said no. Being spiteful. Why would they be spiteful? Because you were bothering them with the problem? Yeah, I would be nice and ask again. But if you are getting out of there, don't plan on paying rent. Oh yeah, I think you said just till September. So yeah, the break lease. It just depends on how much the break lease is for that. So, yeah, I think she said they did talk to the neighbor. So, yeah, I think she said September. Dead Haters. Yeah, going in hot like that at first, that may work with some people. It's not going to work with a lot of people. So I wish I had better advice or an answer for you, or I could tell you if you moved, you wouldn't have any trouble. I would still ask what the break lease is, or look at your lease and see what it is. That way, you don't have to talk to your apartment people anymore. You could just find out yourself if you have a copy of your lease. Maybe they emailed it to you, so you may have it in your old email if you don't actually have a physical copy of it. Yeah, that's rough. If anybody else has any ideas, go ahead and put them in the chat. You can also put them in the comments if you have any ideas later. And if I see something good, I will let Debt Haters know about your idea. Yeah, it's coming in through their vents, AJ. All right. Market report. Everything's down a little today. The most being small cap, meaning that's the most down today. Small cap had the Russell index, which is a small cap index, had a recent run of being up, but today it's down, as is everything. Let's see. Yesterday I did a lot of, let's see here now. So I'm going to stop that. More changes to the U.S. retirement system possibly coming following the required minimum distributions to start at age 72, up from 70.5 legislation passed not quite 2 years ago. So that was probably a run on sentence, but basically the required minimum distributions were at 70.5 to begin starting. Like some people, I guess they didn't need their money, and so they just kept it in, and it continued to grow tax-free. And I guess they want you to get that money out of there when you hit retirement age. So it's at 72 now. Bills are in the early stages in both houses of Congress, but they do both include incrementally raising the required minimum distributions age each year to a final age of 75 by 2032. Also, the bills include employers still contributing matches if their employee isn't contributing at all due to student loan payments. Isn't that interesting? So if you can say, hey, I'm paying my student loans, they give you the match. That's very interesting. In addition, the bills address increasing catch-up contributions for, not like mustard and ketchup, but catching up contributions for people 50 and over. It's currently $6,500 more dollars for 401ks and $1,000 more for IRAs. They also have language in the bills for raising the catch-up contributions even more by accounting for inflation, for adding a trigger in that would make that go up higher. So that's very interesting about if they're paying student loans, to go ahead and give them the match in their 401k. Oh, Margaret says, yeah, does your local TV news have one of those problem solver teams? It's amazing how businesses spring into action when the story might become public. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yeah, AJ suggests, waiting it out and moving. Yeah, so and that way you don't have to pay double rent. You don't have to pay a break lease. You could just move in September. And since it's not as bad in the summer, then yeah. Debt Hater's husband wants to stay because it's cheaper, and she doesn't. Looks like he may. Right, he's not there with the kids all day and stuff. He's at work, and so yeah. I mean, I get it. Yeah, Sid says if anything, I would go for a lateral remove. Yeah, the same or less rent. It's because it's baby step 2. If you were past baby step 2, you'd have a little bit more leeway to do other stuff. 12 dislikes is a lot, Finn. And Sid says stop calling about it. Stop talking about it. That's my fault now because I addressed it. But what can you do? If people hate you, you're still getting noticed. So that's just gonna happen. You're always gonna have haters. When Howard Stern was on the radio in New York, he had more listeners that hated him than liked him. All righty. Next topic was the Biden administration is buying 500 million Pfizer vaccines to give to the rest of the world. That was interesting. Let's see. Yeah, sorry, dead haters. We don't have great advice for you, but I appreciate you sending in the first email question. Thank you very much, and thank you for being part of this. A Bank of America report. Dave does not like them at all, by the way. I believe they might have been involved in the situation where his bankruptcy happened, or he had other dealings with them, or he knows just from like trying to help other people get out of debt that they've been sleazy or something. I don't know. I don't know for sure why, but I do know that he does not like him. Anyway, Bank of America report says that lumber price increases are adding $34,000 to the cost of a new house. And that's going to be average. Sid says, nice. The pandy is affecting everyone, not just wealthy first world countries. Yeah, that is true. GameStop sales are up 25% as they turn their focus to online sales growth. But they are late to the party doing that. That's like Blockbuster 5 years later saying, oh, we should rent movies online too. So they may be too late, and there's a lot of competition on that. And the CEO today, they reported earnings today, and the CEO declined to announce any type of forecast or strategy that they were going to do. So other than the obvious, try to get the online sales dollar. So yeah, Blockbuster looked at the Netflix and they were like, and we'll be all right. Blockbuster does not still exist. I think one held out for a long time, one location of it, but I thought it closed. I thought that last one closed too. I knew they held out for a long time. AMC was down today. GameStop was up. Yeah, I thought I heard that one closed. I could be wrong on that, and if so, I'll be doing a correction tomorrow. So we'll see. We'll see about that. Let's see. I will be doing upon Saturday. I will be doing a board gaming podcast with my friend Stephen Glenn. He's been here in the chat. You guys have seen him from Virginia Beach. And he's from Virginia Beach, and that's where I used to live. We're not doing it from Virginia Beach. His part will be from Virginia Beach, but we're doing it on the internet, and we're playing the game on. There's a website called I forget what it's called. Some board gaming is great or something like that. I can't remember the name of it. I'll get back to you on that. or somebody may know it. No, Chris Pittman's not in here. He was the one that knew it. Board Game Arena, I think. Anyway, we're going to be doing a podcast at 7 p.m. Eastern Saturday night. And, the reason is because he's a game creator. And we're going to be playing his game that he created. So, and then we're going to also talk about how he got into board games and then into making them and taking questions from the chat, if there are any. That's right, Steve. He spells it Stephen, though. So I'm definitely cooler than that, Jess. And I'm also too hip for the N. He is not. So, yeah. And again, that's 7 p.m. Eastern Saturday night. And if you can make it, if you're at all interested in board games, definitely come on by. Trying to get the Ramsey people maybe into like it's some board games, and the board gaming people into the financial stuff with Dave Ramsey. So, just his brother name is Steven. Yep. He's not too hip for the N. Alrighty, so said I wasn't going to do that. So that's all I have written down. Again, never enough. If I just talked a little bit slower, that would add so much time. To give my plugs again, as I said, I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach, and you can email me at Coach Steve Money with questions, or CoachSteveMoney@gmail.com with questions, or to schedule a free financial consultation / assessment, and we'll talk about your financial situation and goals you have and how you can get there. Instagram and Twitter is Coach Steve Money. I do have twitch.tv / Coach Steve Money. But I've only put game stuff on there so far. I've not put this show on there so far. I may. And donations can go to paypal.me / Coach Steve Money. That's right. You are, Sid. You are worth every non-penny that I pay you. You got it. Absolutely. Alrighty. So if anybody in the chat has any questions or want to weigh in on anything, again, if you're listening after the fact and you have any other ideas for debt haters about her apartment situation, certainly put them in the comments under the video, and I will make sure she is aware of those. Make sure I didn't forget anything. No, I did not. Yeah, there's no father-daughter video gaming of It Takes Two this week. We're taking a break while the daughter part is on vacation. The Blackstone Rookie, who has a channel of his own, he is cooking stuff on the Blackstone Grill / griddle. And the stuff looks yummy, obviously. Steve, how did you hear of Dave Ramsey? How long have you been doing the baby steps? I heard of him. He was on the radio. I started listening to talk radio when I was driving around fixing arcade games for this company in Virginia Beach. And so the talk radio station I listened to had Dave on it. And so I listened to him and I dug the show. I thought it sounded, like good advice. But of course, I didn't take any of that myself, as a lot of the people say now that are in the chat. These people make a lot of money. This has nothing to do with me. I can't do this because I don't make this much money. And so that's the same stupid thing I thought. just because I was making like just a little bit more than the minimum wage, and I just thought I couldn't do it. So stupid, wasted years. Um, yeah, I could from '93. I could maybe be approaching 1 million right now, but I did not do that. I met my ex-wife and we got married, and combined our debt was $72,000. We lived like that for a while. It was a lot of her student loans. It was our at the time, though. Right after we got married, it was ours. But student loans and credit cards. She lived on credit cards while in her senior year of college. So we lived like that for a while. We bought a house. Then I started listening to Dave again. I got the Total Money Makeover. I don't think I'd ever read it until that point. And that would have been sometime maybe 2003, something like that. 2003, 2004 or so. I read it, and I told my wife at the time, I think we should do this. And she wasn't thrilled with it, but I think she was fine with what the end result would be. And basically she let me handle it. She would tell me how many birthday parties she needed to buy stuff for people for, because she knows everybody in the state of Ohio. She knows everybody. So she would tell me stuff like that and so forth. And eventually we got it done. We paid off $72,000 in 3 years. And so that's basically my Ramsey story. Obviously should have listened to him as soon as I first heard of him. All of you people that are hearing of him now and you're young, do it. No matter what reason you think you have, it's not a good reason not to do it. All of it will work. It will work. It's worked millions of times, and you're not the exception for it not working. Millions of times. Sydney's going to do a projection for her baby step 3 and 3B this evening. Baby step 3 would be a full emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. If your life and job, parentheses S, job or jobs are stable and your life is stable, 3 months probably fine. If you want to go to the next step. Some people like to have more security, and they would rather have the 6 months. And I know some, Dave-ish people where they stray. That's Dave-ish, is where you stray from the plan, and they do a year of expenses. So, right, since Sydney's going to get a raise in her job, not for me. Obviously, she just finds the 3 times and 4 times incomes demotivating. I don't think I can do it. I think I'm failing by comparison. Yeah, I hear you, Sid. Finn says you don't have to have a good income to get wealthy. Just invest. Yeah, you have to live below your means, not take on any debt, or get rid of it if you have it. And just live below what you make. And then if you have, Dave says, invest 15%. That's after you get your baby step 3 fully funded emergency fund. And the baby step 3B is where you save for the down payment for a house. You do not buy a house if you are on baby step 2. You will regret it. What percentage under the age of 45 invest? I don't know off the top of my head. Google probably knows that, Finn. AJ Davis says he's starting a Roth IRA for his wife, thinking about the idea of either doing a blog or video following how and why I do what I do with it, with updates. That's cool, AJ. Finn says, hey, Steve, is it hard? It is hard for me to relate people who are not following Dave, especially my friends who buy. Yeah, that's why a lot of us are in the chat all day, because normal people don't understand what we're doing. And, you know, says you might need new friends. That might be a bit drastic, but, you know, you can still be friends with them. But, like, if you're trying to pay off debt, or you're trying to do other stuff with your money, and they always want to go out, especially younger people, where they always want to go out, and that means buying food and buying drinks, et cetera, and so all that adds up and keeps you from your financial goals. So yeah, but anyway, that's why a lot of the reason why we're all in the chat every day, so we can talk to people that understand and don't look at us like you're crazy, you know, or give you the old, you know, you'll always be in debt. You'll always have a car payment. And that's not true. A whole bunch of us in this chat do not have debt or car payment. Google says by the time you are 45, thanks Sid for doing Googling, you should have 8 times annual expenses saved toward retirement. All right. Well, guess who's late on that? Since I ignored Dave on the radio. Listen to him every night, but ignored him. Stupid. Major stupid. AJ says a lot of Dave people seem to have trouble transitioning from 3 to 4, baby step 3 to baby step 4, and having a source that focuses on Dave advice on 4 could be of interest. Yeah, absolutely, AJ. And baby step 4 is the investing 15% of your gross income. When you're doing the math to figure out how much investing, it's gross because that's more. And when you're doing the math to figure out how much house to buy, then you use net because that's less. Dave does not want you house poor, and neither do I. Offensive if someone's 58 and only a couple grand for retirement, that's dear fault. Are you right? Like older people in their 70s working? Yeah. I mean, you know, I mean, they knew they were going to have to retire one day, even if they didn't know about Dave, or nobody ever said, hey, you should save for retirement, or they never thought about it. I mean, they're partially at fault. Definitely, at least partially. Sid says she can't click the article, but CNBC has something about benchmarks Fidelity has for retirement savings by age. Yeah, Sid, and guess who never looks at those? Because I know I'm not there. So I don't even look at those. I'm gonna do the best I can, and by 70, you know, even if income doesn't increase. By 70, maybe I'll be halfway to $1 million, maybe. We'll see. Sid is of the opinion it's no one else's fault, but it's also not our place to judge. Alrighty. Well, if that's all we got from the chat, unless you're going to give me other ideas to say, or if I think of anything else. Might be a short one today. That's what she said. I appreciate you guys in the chat. As I said yesterday, as of yesterday morning, I was at 421 hours. So based on that, and people still being able to watch the old content, and if I still keep putting stuff up that people are interested in, I think maybe the 4,000 hours in a 365-day time period won't be that difficult to get. The problem will be more of 1,000 subscribers. And so, but we'll just see how it goes. I love doing this no matter what, even if I don't get any little bit of money from YouTube on it. So AJ says he has faith in me. Said I have the bull by the horns. Don't let go. That's right. Well, you know what happens, AJ? Sometimes when you mess with the bull, you get the horns. All right, Margaret. Thanks for dropping by. Appreciate it so much. Sydney has seen a cartoon of what? The grasshopper and the ant? Oh, no, the cartoon from the 20, maybe 30s about the grasshopper and the ant growing up. I don't think I saw that one. 1934. That was before my time even, so yeah. AJ watched it with his grandparents. I got you. Not in 1934. The baby car. Thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. You have a good night. It says nothing worth having is ever easy. Finn thinks it's hard getting cash, much less savings. You just have to, if you're not, you just need to work more. You got to work more and spend less. Sell stuff. Sell stuff you have that you bought and you never use. Sell it. Better than it sitting around for no reason. Steve agrees with, here's what Steve dinks about silver and gold. No metals is what Dave Ramsey says. The price too volatile. And people think it's a hedge in case the U.S. economy collapses. If the U.S. economy collapses, a piece of paper somewhere or something on your computer saying that you own gold isn't going to do you any good. If you have a gold bar, that's not going to do you any good either if the United States economy collapses. We are in trouble. Sid says, have you seen Spaceballs? Getting air is not easy for everyone. That's true. That's true. Clay Jones trying to sell some stuff on eBay. Cool. You can do Craigslist as well. eBay is the best, so you don't actually have to personally deal with people. But you could, if you're on the Facebook, you could try the Facebook Marketplace. And, of course, Craigslist, like I said. Bitcoin keeps going down. I did see an article today where it said that some investing advisors are like Ethereum. I didn't bother reading why, because it doesn't really matter. Clay's wife wants him to sell some of his most prized possession, though. It's hard. Yeah. Well, is she selling any of yours? Any of hers would be my question. You know, I mean, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, right? AJ tried to sell his guitars when he started paying off debt, but he wasn't gonna give them away. So, and AJ wants to know what Clay is looking to move. He's trying to do some stuff. Your call on that one, Sid. Earn your non-money. Sid remembers someone in the chat. Someone came into the chat recently saying you should buy crypto because it could be worth 2 to 12K in 20 years. Yeah. Oh, the guy today where he said, what did he say? Oh no, that was Tesla. Today, a person said Tesla, because we were talking about AJ found a mutual fund that was 41% Tesla. And he said, yeah, at that point, you might as well just buy Tesla. And so Star Wars collectibles would be hard to sell. I was going to sell them about that same time we were trying to get out of debt. I was going to sell them. I brought them up from the basement, and they were in the kitchen so I could clean them. Still had boxes for most of them. And my 5-year-old son saw them. And he would spend so much time just sitting on the floor looking at the boxes. I told him he couldn't touch them. So he would just look at the boxes. So I showed him the movie to see if he would be interested in it at all. And of course, he did not fall far from the tree. And so I decided instead of selling them, that I would give them to him to play with. And now most of those are even in worse shape than they were when I gave it to him. So they're probably not worth anything now, but he played with them so much. So that was a much better thing to do with them, in my opinion. But he is separating from his Lego sets now. I'm selling his Lego sets for him, and all that's going into his college fund. Of course, AJ says, maybe if it was Lord of the Rings, I could help you out. Yeah. Steve does not live with a roommate. Steve probably should, because I'm hardly ever there because I'm always working. So basically just need somewhere to sleep. So it depends on, I should be getting my renewal from the apartment soon. And if the rent, if it's going to go up too high, I'll probably downgrade and move closer to where my jobs are. Will Steve still be here in 10 years doing the Aftershow show? That would be great. I think so too. Like I said, I love having my own show. I love running my mouth. So like I said, even if say I get monetized and YouTube will start giving me a little bit of money. I mean, even if they would give me $10 a month, and that's for me just talking about something I'm passionate about and running my mouth, and I get to sing at the top of the show a little bit, I mean, that's awesome for me. And the other stuff that I'm doing, I like that as well. The video gaming with my daughter. She lives in the state up north, of course, and I'm in here in Ohio. And it's just wonderful. I'm glad the other two people I asked turned me down, and then I asked her. I'm glad they did. Finn tried to explain to someone at a Walmart today about investing, and the young man looked bored and out of it. Yeah. Yep. Not everybody's interested. Sid says, Finn, you can't teach a brick wall. That's right. Sid says you mention it, and that goes true for all of this stuff, not just investing. You can mention it. You can say what you're doing and what you've accomplished. That's the best thing thing to let somebody know that they could do it by you saying what you've done. So, yeah. And then they'll ask questions, like Sid said. People just don't like certain of the Ramsey personalities. That's all. It's an individual thing. AJ's got to go make some meat. What are we cooking tonight? Oh, ribeye in a red wine reduction sauce with spinach and mushrooms. You had me until the mushrooms, sir. Now, I can eat some mushrooms if it's on a supreme pizza, because it's like mixed in with all the other stuff. I can handle it there, but like otherwise, Sid says don't miss the salt with the sugar. Mix. Did I say miss? I meant mix. So, all right, AJ, I appreciate it. Appreciate you waiting to cook. Thanks very much. Once again, I'm Coach Steve Money, and the email is coachstevemoney@gmail.com. And I'm a certified Ramsey Solutions financial coach, and I would like to help you. You can email me for that free consultation / assessment, and we'll see where you are and see if there's any way that I can help you. And you can also get me on the Twitter and the Instagram. I meant to do something on those today. I did not. Need to become more active on those. And we'll start doing that. And you can also donate to the channel. PayPal.me/Coach Steve Money. Or you can just type into your PayPal account. You can log in for whatever your password is. Hopefully not too easy to guess. And then you can click on send money and put in my email address, coachstevemoney@gmail.com, and then put in the amount, and then that amount of money will get to me, and I will be forever grateful. And I will not buy Diet Coke to replace this water that's in this Diet Coke. I do have Diet Coke here. I just I'm trying to drink some more water. Diet Coke is 99% water though, so, and I guess it has the aspartame and the caffeine in it and the flavoring. Sodium, a lot of sodium. Also, that email address, coachstevemoney@gmail.com. You can also send me questions. If you can't make the live show at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, I go on as soon as the Ramsey Show YouTube video is done, and then I start. And that's generally around 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It may be a little bit after that, so just hang out. I'll be here eventually, promise. And if you can't make it, to type your question in the chat, you can send me an email, and I will shoot you an email back with a short answer probably, and I will also talk about it on the very next, if I get it in enough time, on the very next Ramsey Show, Aftershow show. Let's see. For lunch and breakfast today, I had. What did I have? I had pizza for breakfast because I'm already up. By the time I eat breakfast, I'm already up for 6 hours. That's my breakfast. And so a slice of frozen pizza. And for lunch, I had a junior bacon cheeseburger from Wendy's. Yeah, I don't drink sweet tea. Yeah, even if it was fake sugar in it, I don't. Diet Coke is my deal. Yeah, which depends on your definition of healthy. Which one is healthy? Which one is better for you? Well, the sugar is not going to be better for you. There were a bunch of old studies that linked artificial sweeteners to cancer, but that's since been disproven. But there could still be other ones. So I'm not eating right. That's right, I'm not. Maybe I'll work on that, Finn. All right. Once again, I appreciate everybody watching that came to the live, and to those of you who will be watching after the fact, thank you so much for your support. Like helps. Subscribing helps. Getting the notifications so you know when I have a new video, even if you don't watch it right then. You'll know that it exists on my channel, and you can check it out later. I have a bunch of other stuff other than the Ramsey Show Aftershow show. I'm doing a board game video this weekend, or live stream actually this weekend with my friend who is a game creator. We're playing his game. He's going to teach me, and hopefully I will not be terrible at it. And I'm going to ask him all about game creation stuff, board game creation stuff. And I have that on there. I have miscellaneous stuff. I've done some food tasting stuff. I've done some I do computer repair as my main job. I have some computer repair stuff on there. I have some music from my favorite band, Thrillcat, is all that's in the music playlist right now. There's 2 songs I recorded in 1993-ish. On a VHS camcorder, and that I digitized, and so that's on my channel. And so there's a lot of neat stuff, and so if you check it out, I'd be forever grateful. Thank you so much, and I will see you tomorrow. And how we end it, get ready, Sid. We say, what is it we say? I forgot my own catchphrase. What is it? It's make smart financial decisions. Waiting for Sid to type in her part. Every day. That's right. Make smart financial decisions every day. That's a good addition to it. That way you don't think you have like Sunday off or something. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Have a good night. See you tomorrow. Bye. Oh, I moved the camera, as you can tell, so I can see the stuff except for the end stream button. Good night.